So today we are going to start the uh, population explosion and birth control. Today, population explosion. Population explosion and birth birth control. Population explosion and birth control. So as the name indicates, population explosion. Population explosion means rapidly increase of the population. As explosion takes place, there is a result a huge amount of the energy released. In the same way, population explosion means the uh, uncontrolled growth of the population or rapidly increasing of the population is called as the population explosion. So rapidly increasing population is called as the population explosion. So in India, you know that the India when in India became free, its population was nearly 350 million. Its population was nearly 350 million, 350 million when India became the free. When India get the freedom, its population was nearly 350 million, and now its population nearly 138 crore into it is estimated by UN in year 2020. Its population it is estimated by the UN. It's up to the midnight of the 2020. Its population will nearly the 138 crore. So this tells how growth of the population takes place. And in 2001, in 2001, its growth rate was nearly 1.7%. During 2001, the growth rate was 1.7%. It means 17 per thousand per year. And by this growth rate, doubling population double in 33 years. For doubling population needed the 33 years. According to 2000, according to 2000, in it means in 2000, its growth rate was 1.7%. By this growth rate, for doubling of the population, needed only the 33 years. In the 33 years, population become the just double. But you see how much this growth rate is there. It will take very less time to increase to double the population. But our aim is to increase the periods, doubling periods from the 33 to 40 years by reducing the birth rate, reducing the growth rate. By reducing the growth rate, our aim is to bring the population growth rate by which it may double in the 44-year instead of the 33 year. Before Uh, so before and one estimates it is given here before 1920, before 1920 there was the stationary phase or stationary stage of the population. Stationary stage of the population. It means population was nearly the constant during the before the 1920. There was the stationary stage of the population in which population growth was nearly constant. What happens means the growth rate, maybe you can find the growth is equal to birth means birth minus death, birth minus death. It means growth means birth minus death. Before 1920, birth rate was much high. Birth rate was much high, and death rate was also very much. Birth rate and death rate both were high. That is why population growth was nearly the constant. What happens? Due to the birth rate and the death rate both were the high, so the growth rate was also growth rate was nearly the constant. In due course of the time, due to the increase of the facilities, so growth rate in this situation, birth rate birth rate or death death rate. We reduce the birth rate. Suppose this will be 3 and 6 years, and death rate was high, so we reduce the death rate. We reduce the death rate. We reduce the death rate. So due to the reduction in the death rate, the growth rate is high. Growth rate increased by reduction in the death rate. Growth rate was increased. So more time. This is the growth rate, birth rate. Birth rate is this time also birth rate is high, and we reduce more death rate. We reduce more death rate. Reduced more death rate. In death rate, we reduce the MMR and IMR. Maternal death rate and infant mortality rate. Maternal mortality rate and infants mortality rate, both. Maternal mortality rate and infants mortality rate, both. What happens this time? Both maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate both has reduced due to increase into the infrastructure, as health facilities increased, vaccination awareness of the people, and factors these factors reduced the both maternal mortality rate and infants mortality rate, both are reduced. So more growth in the population, but there is no much more control of the birth rate. That is why the growth of the population is very high due to reduced in the death rate. Both the death rate has reduced. One is the maternal mortality rate and the infants mortality rate. Both are reduced, but our growth rate is the continue. So our population growth is the high. Our population is the growing. So our aim is to reduce this birth rate. We have already controlled the death rate. Now we have to control the birth rate. And you are familiar to the advertisement that the government plan is to हम दो हमारे दो, we two our two, importance of the small family, and most of the China has nearly controlled the population, trying to control out the population. They are trying to control out the population. If growth rate is the much more high, there will be problems for our the basic need. So it is necessary to control out the population growth. So for population growth, now we have already reduced the death rate, both death rate, maternal mortality rate and infants mortality rate, both we have reduced. Now we have to reduce the birth rate. How we can reduce the birth rate? We can reduce the birth rate by the contraceptive method. By applying the contraceptives, we can control the birth rate. One thing is there, we have to aware the people. We have to aware the people. So many contraceptive devices are there, and if people are not aware, they are not knowing about the importance of the importance of the small family, then it will be very difficult. So first we have to aware the people about the, initially people were thinking that if one couple having the five offspring, then a offspring will earn the money and bring to the them. And some religious factors and which prevent the family planning are also affecting this plan. So first we have to aware the people about the family planning and the telling about the importance of the small family. So how it can be prevented? So there are two contraceptives are there. One is the natural and the other is the artificial. So many devices are available in the market. So they may be of various types. So broadly, we can divide them into two categories. One is the first, we have to know the properties of the contraceptives. So ideal contraceptives. Ideal contraceptives. We are using the contraceptives. So there are some properties of the contraceptives which may be useful. So one is the user friendly. First one is the user user friendly and easily available. Easily available, user friendly, easily available and effective. Effective and reversible. And reversible and no side effect. uh, Means least or no side effect, and they should not they should not interfere they should not interfere in sexual act of user of user. So these are the properties of the ideal contraceptives. One is the user friendly. They should be user friendly, and next one the easily available. They should be available in the market. If it is the user friendly but not easily available in the market, so it will be very difficult. So one is the user friendly. Next one the easily available. It's available, must be needed. Next one effective. The contraceptives must be effective. That effective in prevention of the uh, pregnancies, and reversible. It must be reversible. Suppose one person using the contraceptives and he want to the offspring, and if it is not reversible, so that may not ask as the reversible contraceptive. Reversible is when we do not need the offspring, we use the contraceptive, and if we want offspring, we uh, we can remove the contraceptives and we can get the offspring. Next, least are the no side effects. They must have no side effect. And next one, they should not interfere in the sexual act of the user. So they should not uh, interfere in the sexual act of the user, and if maybe interfere, but interfere must be very least. So these are a few properties of these are the few properties of the uh, contraceptives, and now we have to study about the contraceptives. So these are properties of contraceptive: user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible, and least are no side effect, and they should not be interfere in the sexual act of the user. So broadly, they are the divided into the two categories. Broadly, they are divided into the two categories. Contraceptives are divided into the two categories, and contracept. Two methods are two categories. One is the natural method, and other artificial method. Next on the artificial method, natural method and the artificial method. Two methods are there. So first we have to discuss about this natural method. First we have to discuss about the natural method, then we study about the artificial method. So natural method is mainly it is of the three types. It is mainly of the three types. One is the periodic occurrences. Periodic occurrences. ABSTINENC. Abstinence. Next one is the withdrawal or quietus interrupts. And third one, lactational amenorrhea. Lactational amenorrhea. AMENORRHEA. So these are the three methods: periodic occurrence, withdrawal of the quietus interrupts, and third one the lactational amenorrhea. There are the three methods. So these are the natural method. Later we discuss about the artificial method. So first we are going to study about the natural method. So first, periodic occurrences. Periodic occurrences. So for this there is a knowledge of evolution. They can apply, those who are applying, they know very well about the evolution. You know that the ovulation occurs at the 14th day after the starting of the menstruation. Ovulation takes place. During these periods, if coitus takes place, then fertilization may occur. So avoiding the sex or avoiding coitus before and after a few days of the ovulation, by avoiding a few days before and a few days after the ovulation, the pregnancy may be prevented. And what are 2 days means before? It means that may be of the 10 to 17 days. In between it occurs. So before 2 days, after and before 2 days and after 2 days. It means that from the 10 to 17 days by counting the menstruation because ovulation takes place in between these days. Suppose menstruation occurs on the 1, it lasts for 1, 2 and 3, and after that 14th may be ovulation and 17, 18 in this way. So from the 10 to 17 days, in between 10 to 17 days, coitus may be prevented to prevent the pregnancy. So in the periodic absences, there are a few risk periods and a few safe periods. 10 to 17 days are the risk periods. In these days, coitus must be prevented, and before the 10 days and the 17 days, coitus may be performed. So, because after 17 these are safe periods, and before the 10 these are safe period, and these are the high risk period. So during these days, coitus may be prevented. So this is the periodic abstinence methods, but it is not very much effective. At a natural method, no side effect, but for the sometimes ovulation date may be different. So next one is the withdrawal method or the coitus. In this method, the penis is withdrawal from the vagina before the ejaculation. Ejaculation takes place outside the vagina. So in this way, since semen not enters into the vagina and that not enters into the uterus, so no possibilities of the fertilization. But this method is also have some no accuracy. This method, by this method also, because some semen may comes out before the actual ejaculation, so that may causes the pregnancy. Now next one, this is the very important method, the lactational amenorrhea. This method is based on the principle that during intense lactation, this during intense lactation, there is no ovulation and no menstruation. So during these periods, during the intense lactation, there is no ovulation and so no menstruation, and that during these periods, coitus may be done, because during these periods no ovulation, no